Hello everyone, this is Dave from Dave's Recent Things. Today we're adding a little joy to the world with this Christmas time rail wreath. Look at the black and white buffalo checkered ribbon along with that little spiral ribbon and some tulle. Why don't I just get started and I'll show you how I put it all together. Today I am using products from Unique and the Creek. I'll link their products down below. This is just a Joy to the World decal. And then I have this little board that is like a rail as well at the bottom. Red tulle, and then of course 2.5-inch wired ribbon. I have the black and white and the red and black, and along with some pipe cleaners from the Dollar Tree. First, I am just going to wipe down that little board there. I'm actually going to stick the decal where that circle portion is. And with a little bit of a damp cloth, I'm just going to wipe it down, add a little bit of moisture to it. Now, not too much. It doesn't have to be a wet dripping cloth, just a little moist. Then I'm going to remove the decal from the sheet and then place it on my little board here. And of course, I place it down. I smooth it out with my hands for a while. And then what I'm going to do a little bit later on after I smooth it down is take a little card, wrap it in paper towel, and then I'm just going to get all those bubbles out. So I'm working from the inside all the way out. Now to add our pipe cleaners, I am going to add the pipe cleaners all along the holes there. So the top two in that first row, and then another one in the bottom one. So the top two have the two pipe cleaner in it, and then the bottom one has just the single. So you can see here I'm kind of bending them in half and then placing them into those holes. And I'm going to do this all the way around. Now in the center, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to do the bottom two holes with one pipe cleaner, and then I'm going to leave the top one blank, and then I'm going to go back to doing the two at the top and one at the bottom, as you see here. I'll explain why I left that hole in the center a little bit later on. Actually, I'll tell you now. There's no real secret. It's where we're going to put the bow, and I'll show you later on as well. So I've got all my pipe cleaners in. I've got my decal on. Now we are going to cut some tulle. And this is just a roll of tulle that I got from Unique in the Creek as well. And I'm going to cut it in 10-inch lengths. I just made this little template. It's 10 inches wide. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take that tulle and then I'm just going to wrap it around. So I have 1, 2, and then my third round. And then I'm going to just chop it off right at the top there with my scissors. And then all I'm going to do is take that template out, hold the tulle in the center, find the loops at the end. I'm going to take my scissors again, and I'm just going to cut those so it's nice and open and I don't have the loops anymore. Then I'm just going to take it, create another little loop, and I'm going to attach it to that top two pipe cleaner. That goes to the top two holes, I should say. And that's all I'm going to do for this one here. I'm going to twist it a couple of times, make sure it's nice and secure in place. And I'm actually going to have it just laying to the side a little bit because I want it to show at the bottom. And then I'm just going to do the same procedure over and over again, filling up all those pipe cleaners. I'm just going to gather the tulle, wrap it around 3 times, cut it at the top, and then I'm going to take it off my template, cut those ends such that the tulle opens up and it spreads out and it looks beautiful. And this tulle is really nice. It's got a little bit of a shimmer to it, which is really cool. A little bit of a glitter during Christmas. Who doesn't love glitter during Christmas, right? Then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to insert the tulle right in between those two pipe cleaner stems and give it a couple of good twists. Aim it down towards the bottom so it's nice and spread out. And then again, those couple of twists there to make sure everything's nice and secure and in place. And again, I'm just going to continue doing that, wrapping it, cutting it, and attaching it to all of my pipe cleaners as I go. I'm kind of fluffing it out a little bit, and I just keep doing the same procedure over and over again until I am done tying all of my tulle on there. I'm going to keep my pipe cleaner stems because we're actually going to add ribbon to those as well. You'll see here I left that one hole blank right in the middle, and what I'm going to do, this is where our bow is going to go. So I'm going to take a pipe cleaner and I'm going to attach it to the same hole below it, and then I'm going to attach it to the empty hole up above. Now that's where our bow is going to be, and I'm just going to leave that for now until we create our bow. Here is my ribbon, so I'm using the two different styles of ribbon. This is 2.5 inch wired ribbon, and I am going to cut these at 12 inches. And I'm going to cut both the black and white checkered and the red curly Q ones. And for each ribbon, I'm going to do 5 lengths. So again, each ribbon has 5 lengths cut at the 12 inch mark. So here I am cutting my second ribbon at the 12 inch mark, and I'm going to cut 5 of those as well. And to finish them off, I'm just going to fold them in half and create those little dovetails that we all love and all do. It has to be my favorite finishing for the ribbons. I do it all the time. And I'm going to continue on doing the black and white checkered ribbon as well as the red curly Q ribbon as well, or swirls or whatever you want to call it. And to attach it to the wreath, all I'm going to do is find my center, squish it, and then I'm going to fold it over in the direction that I want it to go. It's wired ribbon, so it folds nicely, and I'm just going to make sure that I have that all nice and folded and in the direction that I want it to go on. And of course there I almost put it in upside down, so be careful. And then I just add my ribbon in between my 2 pipe cleaner stems, give it a couple of really good twists, and my ribbon is all nice and secured. Of course, I will come back later and fluff up all my ribbons once I'm done. But again, I just fold it in half, find my center, squish it together, bend it in the direction that I want it to go, and then I attach it to my pipe cleaner stems. Now you can use any color tulle you want, any color ribbons you want, as many ribbons as you want if you want. There is a total of 10 ribbons at the 12-inch length to attach it for here, and then of course there's additional ribbon for the bow we're going to create as well. My choice was just doing these 2 types of ribbon, but you can choose anything you want. And as I go, I'm kind of picking between one and the other, and then I am going to chop off the excess of those pipe cleaner stems as I go, just to clean it up. And then I move on to my next ribbon, attaching that. And then once I have all my ribbons attached, what I normally do is where I cut the pipe cleaner, I usually go in with a little bit of glue, as you can see right here, just to make sure everything stays in place. I just love that little finishing touch. It adds a little bit of security, I guess, in the fact that your ribbons aren't going to go anywhere. So now it's time to create our bow. And I'm going to take my black and white checkered ribbon first, and I am going to cut that at 24 inches. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it first onto the table with my ruler with the good side facing down, and you'll see I found my center point, which is the 6-inch mark. I go out 6 inches, which is the 12-inch mark, to create my first loop. And then, all in all, I'm going to come back at the 0 point, find my center at 6, and twist the ribbon such that the good side faces down. Now, really what that's going to create is a 24-inch length for that one loop. So I'm correcting myself. I didn't cut it. Sorry, that was a bad mistake on my part. I didn't cut it, but it is at 24 inches for one loop, one complete loop around. So what I do is I do 1, 2, 3, 4 loops in total, go back to my center, which is right there. I'm going to leave a little overhang, and then I'm going to cut that ribbon. And that's going to be our first little bow. I'm going to just squish it together, and then I'm just going to place that to the side. And then I'm going to grab my wreath board again, and I'm going to place that ribbon that we just created right in that top pipe cleaner that's empty and give it a couple of good twists. And of course, I'm going to add another ribbon on there, which is the red and black. And first, I'm going to create a 24-inch tail. And all I'm going to do is cut a 24-inch piece, grab that scissors, and create those little dovetails at the end, and add my tail right in there. And the pipe cleaners, twist it together, and we're going to move on to that red and black ribbon. We're basically going to do the exact same thing on this one, except I'm going to do this one at the 10-inch mark. So the first one was the 12-inch, this one is 10, and then of course I'm going to do a tail on this one as well. That's 20 inches long. And then first I'm going to add my tail, so I'm doing a reverse order, and then I'm going to add my little bow at the front, twist it all together, make sure it's nice and secured, and we are almost done with our wreath. I'm just going to chop off that excess there. You can use a pair of scissors, or you can use pliers like I did, or wire cutters, sorry, not pliers. And then of course now is the wonderful time where we get to fluff everything up. So I just go around, fluff up my bow a little bit, make sure they pop, give them a little curl, and then all the ribbons around the outside, I'm just going to fluff them up as well, along with the tulle, to make sure it's all nice and fluffy. You know, if you've been watching me for a while, you know I love to fluff my bows. But here you go, our final wreath is all done. Our wreath board with our Joy to the World decal. And of course, you can always hang it using the 2 little holes at the top. I just puncture it with my X-Acto knife to get the holes there. And then later I'll take a pencil just to make the holes a little bit bigger. And for this wreath, I'm going to use black satin ribbon. This is just from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to cut a random length. I didn't really measure it. You can always measure it for your door. And then I'm just going to stick it through those 2 holes. I'm going to tie an end. And then that way you can hang your wreath on your door, on your window, however you want to hang your wreath. But there is our Joy to the World, black, white, and red, with a little bit of tulle, rail wreath, all set, all ready for Christmas. I just love this black and white checkered ribbon with the red and black ribbon. I just think it goes together so well. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you can be notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye for now.